starting out
Yeah.
with a new house,
Yeah.
it is good to collect things with time
Mm.
and also budget with them.
Mm.
Yeah. And also COVID told us that we can still experience our houses and not live. I mean, you should always look forward to going to your house. Some
Mm.
people say that save until retirement. When you retire is when you're going to understand what your needs are. You
Yeah.
cannot build a 12-bedroom house and yet you have a small family and okay, kila mtu ajibambe. If you want a 12-bedroom house, you can
Mm.
come to us. We can help you
Mi-
achieve
mi-
that.
Mimi mimi
But then
na
it has
mimi
to
na hiyo
make
ya 12
sense.
utaniwekea juu nimefanya kazi ya Mungu. But I'm speaking on behalf of
Tukufungia hiyo.
others that
Mhm.
are watching, please don't misquote me. Unajua nyinyi watu wa magazeti, yeah, after cancelling us more than enough times, unajua serikali itakufunga Jill.
The Social Room with Likoyani Eli.
I've been busy. I've been working. Sorry about that.
No, it's allowed. It's allowed. You know, I have bad manners. I
Yeah.
never give my guests opportunity to introduce themselves. But today, now that I'm feeling philanthropic enough, I'm going to give you, that opportunity to introduce yourself, and then we can have this started. Go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Gill Ingosi from Brighter Spaces Interiors. I'm the founder of Brighter Spaces Interior Design based in Kenya, Nairobi. We are a one-stop interior service provider for commercial and residential spaces. We also customize furniture.
Wow. Yani mimi sijaiona somebody who introduced themselves and they are so calm. If it was me, I'll be making sure all my relatives and enemies are suffering. What's your secret of being calm?
I think it's my temperament.
Mm.
It is very useful in the business because once you
Mm.
decide to be, I mean, the business itself is very stressful. So
Mm.
you have to be very calm and collected.
You have to be calm and collected. And guess what? Today we are very collected, we are very calm, and we are about just to learn everything and anything in between the arts when it comes to beautiful spaces. Now, Jill, I want you to tell me something about what you do. You know, you can introduce yourself with many, many words, but it doesn't matter if you don't do those things you're talking about. Talk to me about Brighter Spaces. What is it all about?
Brighter Spaces was founded in 2020, just before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a COVID baby. I'd say that 6 years in business,
Mm-hmm.
but the first 2 years were part of COVID. I mean, so either way, we are still here.
Mm-hmm.
So they say when you are more than 5 years in business, it shows that you're going to survive more years.
Mm-hmm.
It was a passion of it was a business that was found out of passion. I was very passionate about interior design and going to people's houses and rearranging them, and then somebody spots it out and says, "Can you come and help me shop for my? I'm moving out. I need somebody to come and help me arrange my space. I need somebody to shop for me. I'm not in the country. I'm building a house." So that's how it was born.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you were just an errand girl. You're just giving it a good name. You were an errand girl in 2019 because
No.
na ulikuwa umesota vibaya sana. Why are you leaving out the inspiration part?
Okay, let me say it was when it was the COVID period, and where I was working, I was in the motor industry, and our business was affected really badly. So I started going round I just needed inspiration. I didn't know that COVID would exist for almost 2 years. After my sister highlighted to me that a pandemic lasts for more than 2 years, I was like, what? What do you mean? I thought that the COVID period was going to be there for like a month or so.
Yeah.
So I had to think fast and think that, hey, after this period is done, what am I going to do? Because I was a marketer in the motor industry,
Yeah.
and we were paid on commission and retainer.
Yeah.
So if there's no business, there's no commission. So you don't have any source of income. So I decided to find my own thing. And I remember that specific day when the boss told us that as a marketing team, we're not going to be on retainer anymore. And I just felt bad, and I said, I hope it never happens to me ever again. I want to own a business, not just a business, but many businesses, so that
Yeah.
I never get to feel how I felt that day.
Yeah.
I It was a very bad feeling. So I decided, why not start my business? So the business was born out of, I used to be a marketer, first of all. So I used
Mm.
to contract people. If I know somebody who knows how to paint, if I know somebody who knows how to install gypsum ceiling.
Yeah.
So I'd say I was a broker in the beginning.
You are a
But then
broker.
I got, yes, so I kept on, I like marketing. So the traditional way of marketing, just going around in offices in Nairobi,
Yeah.
I walked into an insurance company and introduced my company and say that I do interior design services and I can help them.
Yeah.
So little did I know that in the next few months I would get a good business.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a character development period. I think I experienced it earlier in fact, the first few months.
Yeah.
And I decided, let me just open my company. So how the business was born is out of character.
Oh.
They were supposed
Mm.
to do the job, but then they made away with the money. So
Wait,
they
wait,
left me
wait,
in
wait,
debt,
wait,
and I
wait, wait,
said,
wait,
never
wait,
will I
wait.
ever
So
again.
people ran away with the money, and you're in the midst of COVID, and people are showing you
Yes,
shege.
yes. I was so stressed.
Mm.
I think I thought I had developed ulcers or something. So I was
Mm.
like, ay. So my sister was like, this business is going to kill you. Can you think of something else? Just if you can find another job. But I
Yeah.
was like, no, 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 no. Just believe me. I'm going to survive this, and I'm going to start my own business, and I'm going to be known. So not remembering how, I mean, when you're starting a business, you feel like, hey, people are just, they have just been waiting for me to start
Mm.
the business, and business is going to overflow.
Oh, so the
Until
first impression people have, number
Mm,
one, is you
mm,
imagine when you go into the market is virgin. So it's you to come and take it and
yes,
own it. But then
yes.
character development reminded you, no, that's not how things work.
Where, first of all, it was all about the type of business model,
Mm.
because there's the line manufacturing, there's the project base, and manufacturing is the most profitable one, but barriers to entry, and
Yeah.
it needs a lot of capital. So
Yeah.
for this one, it was more of a professional one, and I thought it was easy. Barrier to entry, yes and no, depending on how you. But it is a
Mm.
business of experience. You can never walk into a site. There's no site there's no project that is the same. Everything, every project has its own challenge,
Mm.
and that is the beauty of it, because you get to experience a lot. So the more projects you do, the more experience you get to learn, and the more problems you get to solve. Because for every project, I mean, there's almost 5 to 6 things to solve.
Mm.
Sometimes you do the floor plans, you do the 3D designs, and you feel like, hey, this is the perfect job. But when you get on the ground, you find that the first developer did not, the walls are not straight. So when you install the doors are not there. I mean, they're slanting.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes it's not in Nairobi, you're in the midst, uko Machakos, uko ndani. So like, how
Mali
will I
ukikata
go
mti
through all this?
unaulizwa unataka ingine ipandwe lini because it's dry.
Yes. So yeah. So for the business to be born, it took. I mean, I had trusted another person, and this is just a
Mm.
reminder to anybody who feels like they cannot do it by themselves.
Yeah.
It is very possible. So that is how I got to register my business, because I had to secure the next project.
Mm-hmm.
So long story short, I got to work with that specific insurance company for at least 5 other projects,
Yeah.
and I cut my losses. I got a way to get the funds, and this is just interesting because I was never as in, I never thought of getting loans anywhere. But then,
Mm.
due to business, I had to get into loans, because personally, I had set myself like, I have an emergency fund, I have a savings somewhere. But then when it comes to business, there's
Yeah.
nothing like that.
Let's get into you have been able to establish yourself, and then there is something about what you've said. There are things you are solving. So, in short, your business is offering solutions to people's problems. But what I love about even the topic of the night, we are talking about the issue of art. Wewe ni fundi ama wewe ni wa kugonga gonga tu bora ingie. In short, when we talk about interior design concept, where does the art meet the design and the thought process?
Okay, first of all, I think I'm a creative, and with a creative mind,
Mm,
your mind always overworks. You want perfection,
mm,
you want everything to work as is, but that is not how the ordinary world operates.
mm,
You need to start where you're from. So creativity means that you need to put yourself in the shoes of that client, what they want to achieve. You
mm,
start visualizing. That's why it is very important when a client reaches out, you need to talk to them and understand what they would want the space to be.
mm,
If they would want furniture, like I can give you a story of a client who was very specific. She needed all mahogany furniture. So there's
mm,
no way you can introduce like board or plastic. She specifically told me that I don't want any type of plastic in my house.
mm,
So this is where the creativity comes in. You have to fabricate things that your client is going to appreciate.
mm,
So art is, I'd say it is a talent,
mhm,
and you can also learn. If you're interested, there's nothing that is impossible. You can also always learn. Because I'd say most of my creative side is more of I'm self-taught.
yep,
I buy a lot of books because I was looking around. I could not get a school that would get me onboarded,
mhm,
especially on 8 to 5, because
yep,
I do other things apart from this. So I needed a school that is going to get me to give me classes from around 6 to 8, or maybe online classes. But then when it comes to creativity, you have to think outside the box. It's not about um, just going on Pinterest and going online and getting things. Sometimes you
Now,
have to
now,
know.
now, 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 now. Just hold on that thought because you brought in something very interesting when it comes to the thought process that goes into the final product. And I love the fact that it's not just about going to a certain, what I would say, crowd funding resource of designs, and you're thinking, aliweka glass kwa dirisha, weka dirisha, unaona mbao, unasema mimi nataka nyumba yangu ikuwe mbao. All right? And you're living next to a ground that is very fertile with termites. You know where I'm going with this. So what I'm
Yeah.
asking is, before you even think about what the client desires to achieve, do you have to think outside the box and determine what space am I working with? Because it's easy to work with. In art, they say life is a blank page, depends where you start it and whatever it is. But when it comes to art, an open canvas, it's easy to paint on. But sometimes you have canvas that is already crowded. Which one do you work with better, and how do you go about it, Jill?
I think it's a mix of both. First of all, I will always want us to work with the client. It's not always about my creativity, it's about
Mm,
understanding what the client wants.
mm,
That is the backbone of every project. If a client wants a black wall, we'll tell him like a black wall is going to make your space look smaller or darker, but eventually he's the one who's going to make the decision of wanting a black wall or a red wall.
mm,
So we're going to accept it, but then tell him the pros and cons of having this
mm,
designs or whatever. And also, I always insist on a site visit, because
mm,
when you do the site visit, you're able to do a feasibility study where you understand the topography of everything. Like, I wouldn't pick the same materials for a project that is in the coastal region and one that is in Bungoma. First of
mm.
all, when I'm doing the site visit, I'm able to see the type of terrain on the road. Am I going to get what type of tiles am I going to get when I'm delivering them on site? If
Mm.
I'm delivering glass on site, and if the project is going to be a lot of glass, how will the glass be transported to Bungoma, for example,
You mean you
or
have
the
to think
coast?
through these things?
Yes, yes, it is. My main job is to think.
Okay. That's why you are paid.
Yes,
Go ahead.
that is, yes. So I am the brain that goes, I am the, like, my job is to think about how the process is going to go from the beginning up to the end and try to minimize risk and try to save money for the client.
hmm So
Yeah.
you talk about thinking, and a lot of us are very fearful when it comes to thinking because I fear thinking because of what I will think might not just come to be. Or I will think of great things, and then Jill comes and tells me, Eli, I love what you're thinking about, but haiwezekani. Talk to me about some of the projects you've worked from, or on rather, pardon my English, and you are like, this is an impossible mission. Literally put, mission impossible. But then, as you are thinking through, you've been able to make the solutions come to life. Anyone in particular that you've actually had, and what was the project all about?
Let me give you an example. First of all, it's always about the clients as are always shy to talk about the budget. And that is the main, as in that is the main thing that when it comes to any project,
Yeah.
if you tell me your budget is 5 million, I'll pick finishes that are going to be within the 5 million. So this is just an encouragement to our clients not to shy away from telling me their budget because there's something for everyone.
But
So
you know
when
why
you ask
people are
me,
shy. And I'm sorry, I know you'll still finish that. But now that you mentioned about the budget, do you know why a lot of clients shy away from telling the price? Because I tell Jill, Jill, I have 10 million to spend. Jill decides she's going to make sure that I pay through my nose. That 10 million must come out of my pocket. That's why we are shy.
no, not really. It's about integrity. I got into the business because I'm passionate about it.
Mm,
If I, if I had another way of living, I would just do it for free. But then it
mm,
takes most of my time.
mhm,
But then time is money, and
mm,
you're paying me to think. So I'm helping you save money and time. So I'm
mm,
saving you a lot of money when I save you time. So I'm taking the headache of thinking away from you.
mm.
Does that make any sense?
Makes a lot of sense for people who have the
Yes.
problem of thinking.
So it's not about taking advantage, it's about integrity, it's about trust.
Mm,
And we're very transparent when it comes to prices. These options of you giving us a labor contract or you giving us a material contract. This means that you're just contracting us for purely labor, you're going to
mhm,
buy the materials.
mhm,
And when it comes to a material contract, you have us buy the materials.
mm,
But when you're buying the material, it has to be on our standards. You can't go and buy, like I've given specifications of buying gypsum that is 9 millimeters, and you go and buy a different quality or a different um, uh, size of whatever. So if you're coming on board on a labor contract, those are some of the things that we agree on,
mm,
so that when your project does not work, I mean when the materials that you bought does not they do not work well with whatever we install, it
mm,
will not be our problem. So it has to go through a quality assurance process just to
mhm.
verify that whatever materials you're buying are in good quality.
Awesome. So you were talking to me about this specific project that you worked on before, and the challenges probably that the project posed to you as a creative, as a designer. And what were you supposed to work on, and what did you achieve at the end of it?
You had asked about a project that seemed impossible,
Mm,
but in interior design, there's nothing like impossibility. We try to go around, at least be close to your dream. So there's this specific client who, most of my clients are diasporans.
mm,
This client was in New York and they wanted to come home within a month and finish their project.
mhm,
So the initial conversation started as we manufacture, we can help you customize beds for your family. When you're coming home for holiday, you'll at least have a space to sleep.
mm,
So I prompted the client, like, why would you want to come to Kenya and start moving around and you only have 1 month to do
mm,
everything? She's like,
mm,
I've dealt with other fundis and they've really conned me. And I'm like, no. give me a chance. I'm going to do this for you. So we used to, and that is the beauty of social media. I mean, the social media and the internet that
Internet
has really
space. Yeah.
changed our. Yes. So it was more of because of the different time difference. We used to get on a call at least for an hour every day just to
Mm,
tell her what the progress is. So she wanted a specific kitchen and she felt like whoever she was communicating to did not understand. So this shows that wherever your project is, we can still come in and help you achieve it to the end. So the construction had been done already. So we got in. So I managed to convince the client after I sent her link to our YouTube channel. She was able to say, I didn't know that you do this. So she was able to pick a lot of things. She's like, I want that wallpaper. I want that artwork.
mm,
I want that seat. So you customer, you do all this. So I was like, yes. So for you to achieve this, she was very transparent. She used to tell me her budgets. Don't look for anything above 10,000. Don't look for anything above 50,000.
mm.
So this makes it easy for both of us when it comes to decision making.
So, so you
So
have.
so I,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry to cut you short. Go ahead.
I was able to save her a lot of money, and she was very appreciative of it. And it all started by like, I don't trust you. Then I slowly built the relationship,
Yeah.
and now we are very good friends. Yeah, and she's given me like 6 other referrals.
That's impressive because any business person will tell you when it comes to the aspect of making money, word of mouth is a very strong sell point. It's really what people say about you. Now, if you were to talk about what people say on Brighter Spaces or about Brighter Spaces, what would you say are your main focal services that you offer to clients?
So our main services are interior design services for commercial and residential spaces. So for
Mm,
commercial spaces, we are talking about any place where you sell or buy items.
mm,
Recently worked for a certain business that does beddings, pillows, and duvets.
mhm,
The video is on our YouTube channel, and this client was able to double their income
mhm,
in terms of commercial space. When it comes to residential spaces, it's about houses, individual people's houses. And now that we are 5 years in the 6 years in the business, sorry, we have partnered with other service providers and we are able to build their houses from scratch.
mm,
So you bring your vision, we actualize it. You tell us that you want a basement in your house, we'll able to give you that. So it is a process that we are now beginning to do. We are starting from scratch with our clients, building their vision into reality. So that is also one of our services. We can do space planning for you. We can do 3D designs. Uh, we can do 3D designs. Doesn't mean that you're going to give us the job, but you can use our designs to contract whoever you want to
mhm,
build for you. We partner with realtors in terms of souping up the house in so that they can get clients. Like we style the house so that they're able to do videos and market for themselves. I mean, when you style the house, you get a higher chance of selling the house
mm.
because when somebody walks into a space, they are able to visualize their family existing in that space. So those are just some, and we also customize furniture and yeah, and we customize furniture in case of any new. We're thinking about a lot of services, but we're just doing one thing at a time. As soon as we specialize and make sure that we perfect it, we will be able to onboard other services.
Thank you very much, Jill. And I love the fact that you're talking about some of the things that you do to make sure that your clients, feel well taken care of. Now, I want to look at one of the projects that you did in the past, and probably you can be able to tell us just something or walk us through this. for the benefit of those of you who are watching. And again, we are speaking to Gill Ingosi, and Gill is an amazing lady. I can vouch for her. Na kipotea na pesa yenyu, I will refund you full. I will refund you full amount. So let's get to this, Gill, and probably you can just be able to talk us through as the video goes through your screen. I don't know if you're able to see that on your right screen, Gill. There is that beautiful home that is on your screen as we speak. I believe this is a project you did somewhere in Assemble. Gill, can you hear me? Yes, you can.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, so there is this, and I think there's a problem. I don't know why the screen is freezing on us, but I'll come back to that in a few. Probably let me just ensure everything is moving smoothly. Normally it should be, but I think we might be experiencing some static movement there. Let's just see if we are able to get Gill back on that. Oh, unfortunately not. So Gill, talk to me about this project that you did in Assemble as we try to get the video feed on your screen.
So
yes, that's the project. If you can be able to see it on your screen.
Yes, I can.
Yes.
So this project is one of the first initial projects that we did. The client is a very good friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I got her from a previous job that I used to do.
Mm-hmm.
And this shows the power of networking and not burning bridges and just being good friends with and telling people what you do as well. So this client was able to pick my contact, was able to see what I do on Facebook.
Yeah.
So they shared a contact to their sister, and it was like a ripple effect. So that was the third contact of this whole process. The client is based in New York, so we were doing more. This was like a 5 months project.
Yeah.
And I remember I met her at once she had come from the airport, she had come for holiday. That is when I handed over the key.
Yeah.
And I was just anticipating that I hope that these people, I was so tired to travel the next day because we were supposed to do the housewarming the next day, but I was too tired to travel. So
Yeah.
I made sure that I had done thorough cleaning for them so that when they walk in, they're just ready to rest and enjoy the space. So the initial they wanted to come and experience the space
Yeah.
because considering a family that is based in diaspora, when you come with your family, uh, you don't want to you don't want to keep on intruding your mother's space and with your family. So it was a project that they had thought about it for almost 4 years.
Yep.
And I'm glad that I'm glad and happy that it fell to under us as the interior service provider.
Yep.
So we customized the most of the things. She's a creative person, and she wanted us to bring in the nature. She wanted us. So this is the project I told you about that she didn't want anything plastic. So it was more of fiber and more of glass and nice and cute things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
very sustainable.
I love what you did with that project, Gill. I must congratulate you for that. But you talk about diaspora people who are coming, don't want to squeeze their mother's home. Kwani, you don't want us to go back and be taken care of after suffering in winter? What's wrong with you, Gill?
No. You imagine you have 3 children, you want to rest. You've traveled for almost I don't know how many hours. So, and you're going to stay here for almost 2 months and you want to enjoy your space. So, they just purposed to have their own space so that they enjoy. So, I made them change their mind from going to Mombasa, and they decided that we're going to spend 1 month and just enjoy our space. So, they never used to leave their rooms. They just slept and listened to music and just ate and went back to sleeping and enjoying the space. So I'm glad that I made them change their mind. They're going to come back this year so that they can go to Mombasa and enjoy
They can
what they
continue
had missed.
enjoying their so-called, not so-called, but their good time with their family. So
Yes.
I want us to now go to the aspect of, if I was to come to you and I want to, bring in the aspect of, you must take my project from point A to Z. What are the must-haves for you to start from your side? There's the contract, there's the money, there's anything. How do you go about your progress from the initiation part to the completion? How do you work around that?
Okay, so first of all, you get in touch with me or maybe the customer care team. We will be able to schedule a discovery call. In this discovery call, we will pick your brain and try to understand what you want to achieve. Do you want to build for commercial space? Would you want to build a family home? Do you have a budget? Do you have any inspiration? What do you want to achieve with this space? So with this conversation, you'll be able to know what to focus on. So the next stage is to go to the site and do a site visit. So once you go to the site visit, you'll be able to understand the space and feel how the space is and understand the environment as well. So going to the site visit is going to help us make a lot of decisions in terms of looking at the soil and the position of the sun and how the wind blows, so that we know how to position. Do we have neighbors that are too close? So a site visit helps us know what we're going to work with. So from there, after the site visit, we come and do another meeting with the client, give a report of, if the client is not there, I'm talking in regards to a client that is in the diaspora, we give a report of the site visit that we have done with my team. I always go with an interior designer and an architect. So that if in case I miss something, the other person is able to pick and just have a meeting with the client and look at the environment, and usually a very nice feel, a very nice meeting, a very nice way to see and experience the space. So when we get on site, we are able to visualize how the space is going to turn out, but the client is not able. So this is where the 3D designs and the floor plans and the architectural images are going to come in. So once you tell us, I want big, I don't want any doors, I want open shelves, this is where we create whatever you want and ask the client. We'll ask the client to share a few images. So when the client shares the images, we will be able to pick the type of design style they would want to incorporate. So this helps us and saves us a lot of time in terms of designing the space. And after we design the space, we share, we have several meetings, and with the 3D designs, we're able to walk the client before the project starts. So the client is able to visualize and see, do I really need this space? Do I really need this space or not? So from there, they'll be able to increase or remove or reduce the rooms that in terms of sizes. And also some changes will happen on ground once we have done the broken the ground and we've done like the construction has started. The client is able to see like, I want a bigger sitting room. So those things change, but we try to not to change things on site because we try to perfect it. Okay, the changing on site happens to the clients that have already gotten their own architects and we need to come in. It doesn't matter if you have a floor plan that you've been given by an architect or whoever has, you created like 3 or 4 years ago. We are able to come in and still look at your floor plans and your design and still change or improve them.
You sound to me as if you are a very expensive service provider. And I someone here was trying to say nataka kama hiyo yenye kwa screen, and I told them bwana wewe tulia, hii uwezani nayo. Let's just find out, guys. If you tuned in and you have questions for Gill, this is your moment, because I'm in a good mood. I always allow you to also be part and parcel of the interviewing team. Let's see. Just gonna quickly just flip through the messages and see who is saying what, because we don't want to lock all of you out of this conversation. Kuna msema island kitchen with open chairs itatoshea wapi jamani? That is Liz is asking, because people have dreams. You say everything is possible, but they are asking, yeye naye nyumba yake ya one bedroom, confused, self confused, island kitchen. How? All right. Guys, please send in your questions. I love to have, don't just wow there. I would love to have Jill to actually respond to all of you. Jill, proceed. Because there's the
Where
aspect
were
of the
we?
money that is important, and there's the aspect that people can actually run out of cash flow. Does it in any way affect your decision making, or can you plan with the client and say, at this stage you can pay this amount? Do you allow installment payments for projects, and what kind of projects do you accept, which ones don't you accept?
When it comes to construction, it is very expensive.
Mm,
So I put myself in the client's shoes and try to understand,
mm,
because some of the projects, when you hold them, it gets expensive with time. 'Cause the
mm,
price changes for most of the material when it comes to
mm.
supply of tiles. The price, that's why we write our quotations and say
Yeah.
the quotation is only valid for 30 days. This means
Uh-huh.
that it's going to expire because the prices are going to change. So the moment, and also the government regulations, a lot of things come to play.
Mm,
So when you're able to plan well, we can work in phases. That's why
mm,
I encourage my clients to be open. See me as your friend
mm.
and communicate like, mimi sina do. I can only afford this. So
Yeah.
we will be able to focus on what are we going to do. If you're going to install the ceiling, we're going to install the ceiling, tumalize nyumba yote, then we come to tiles, evo. So once you
Mm,
tell me, you're very clear enough, you tell me that I have 2 million, what do we focus on?
yeah.
And also, this is interesting because I have partnered with different service providers. Like a certain bank is giving loans for
Mm,
solar installation,
mm,
and you can partner with SACCOs as well.
mm,
So this is a space in case anybody who's listening who can help us get there as well.
mm,
Partnering with SACCOs, partnering with banks, where people will be able to achieve their spaces and wakwenda balance ya kulipa the
mm.
clients, I mean the bank and
Yeah.
the financial service providers,
Mm,
because construction is very expensive and we don't want to hurt the client as well. We want them to have a very good experience because it is a one-off payment where
yeah.
you decide that I'm going to build a house, one house, and it's
Yeah.
going to be very comfortable. And also it is where you are. Some people say that save until retirement. When you retire is when you're going to understand what your needs are. You cannot
Mm,
build a 12-bedroom house and yet you have a small family and okay, kila mtu ajibambe. If you want a 12-bedroom house, you can
mm.
come to us. We can help you achieve that.
Mimi
But then it has to
mimi
make
nayo ya
sense.
12 utaniwekea juu nimefanya kazi ya Mungu. But I'm speaking on behalf of
Tukufungia hiyo.
others
Mhm.
that are watching, please don't misquote me. Unajua nyinyi watu wa magazeti. So your work speaks about the final touch. Your work speaks class. Your work speaks, detail. Why do you think you're different from every other person that is in the market, especially when you enter the market? What makes you different?
We are different because we want the client to understand. I noticed that there is more of people when as creatives we imagine that people understand our language.
Mm,
Like I would go to a hospital and I would not even understand anything, and I would want them to make me understand whatever they're doing to me. Like right now, you're going to the triage. I'm going
mm,
to take your weight, and like just people operating things, and you're like, oh my god, what is happening? So we try to educate the clients of the reasons why we would want them to use a certain material. So we are different because we carry our clients along every process. They're able
mm.
to understand. We just don't bombard them with quotations and all those things.
Yeah.
Because after giving out the quotations, we are able to break down every process to make them understand why I'm picking a certain tile, why we need to remove the cotton soil from their land and
Mm,
not just build troughs around the area. So it's more of taking the client with you, making them understand the reasons why.
Mm-hmm.
and just being their friend and working with them through this process.
Yeah.
We don't want to take advantage of anyone. It's more of, it's just passion. And when you're passionate about something, you wouldn't want to overprice or overcharge it. So
Yeah.
that is not the main reason. That is not our vision in this industry. In fact, if we would be able, we would just like give out like cheat sheets for everyone. If you want to do this, if you want to buy gypsum, go to this shop and all these things. And that is why we're different in this industry. And we have a buffet of services where you walk when you walk in, you will not miss anything. You
Yeah.
just need to be very open and tell us what you want.
Awesome. And I want to tell you what I want when I grow up. I want to be like you,
Okay.
somebody that is just calm, who you
Mhm.
can tell from a distance, huyu mama anaunda do. Hii industry iko na pesa. Let me ask the real Kenyan journalist question. Hii industry yenyu iko na pesa? In
Hii
short,
industry ni
how is
moto
the business?
sana.
How would you look at the business
Mm,
today, and looking back 5 years
mm.
ago? Would you say you made the right decision to switch over? Because even at that time and during this stretch, sorry, I am explaining most of my questions. It's You've seen a growth in the uptake of Airbnbs, hotels, and Kenyans have grown in their taste for feng shui, nice spaces and what have you. How has it been for you, the evolution?
Okay, I'll speak in, I'll give examples of different things that from
Mm,
my experience.
mm,
And considering that this is a COVID business,
mm,
we have never existed in a normal business environment. We
mm,
just hear people say that time ya Kibaki, time ya nani, time ya nani. So those feel like stories like kaya za huko nyuma. So you're like, hi, how was business during the Kibaki era
mm,
and all? Because political, these are pandemics, always um, affect the business environment. This
mm.
means that in the next 2 years, next year, we're going to have elections.
Yeah.
So we need to plan because we don't have a salary, we don't have a pay slip.
Mm,
So we need to start, if you're in the industry as a service provider, think about the elections, think about the business environment, think about the challenges that we're experiencing, the rate of the dollar
mm,
changing. So, and also the type of business that you're in, because we are in a project based. So when you think about it as a business person, is your business able to come up with a product that can give you cash flow? You're not getting any projects.
yeah.
What are you able to sell to make you bring in more cash
Mm,
to the business? Because you have bills which does not understand bills do not understand about, you need to pay your bills. Hakuna story ati ziko on holiday or there's a kuda
mm,
COVID and all these things.
mm,
So you need to plan yourself. Need to have good financial knowledge. You need to price your products well. You need to know how much time this project is going to take so that you're able to, because your your time is the most important aspect when it comes to design.
mm.
You find that sometimes you've not priced a project well, so you're going to get into your pocket.
Yeah.
Hautaenda kwa client umwambie ongeza pesa.
Mm.
So it's all
Lakini
about planning.
kuna
It's all about
some of your
financial.
friends do that a lot. We are midway and then they say, we had a problem with the calculations. Now you need to add 10,000 more dollars.
Mhm.
So my question then becomes, what can you actually
Mm.
say, dear client, we underestimated the cost of this project? Or do you work around numbers and decide to say, you see, the market has changed and this is the current rate? How do you work around that in the event of such? Because someone here is asking me, let me just read the question. This is Stella. How do you handle overruns or unexpected expenses just to avoid clients quitting projects midway? That's the question.
Okay, this I can answer this in two ways.
Yeah.
Number one is, did the client change the project midway? Did they decide that they will have an extra room midway?
Mm,
Did they hold on payments? Because when you hold on payments, sometimes during Christmas, giving an example of Christmas period, most of these businesses close around Christmas season. Most of the
Mm,
fundis go on holiday around
mm,
Christmas season. In case you need to transport anything around Christmas season, it's going to go high. So that is going to make your client or you, it's going to disadvantage you in one way or the other. So this
mm.
means that you're able to anticipate these things before, knowing that I want these projects to be done. If you want to host during Christmas time,
Yeah,
jipange mapema.
yeah.
So, and also just knowing what you want from the beginning, so that when you get a little money, if there are any sales, we are able to plug you in the sales. We're telling, like, for example, tile and carpets have a sale for curtains. Are
Yeah.
you able to spare some 50,000 and go buy some lights and go buy some tiles?
Mm-hmm.
So when you working with us, there are advantages that you're going to get because we understand the business. We have been in the business for the last 6. We understand the seasons. We understand all the challenges that come with the
Yeah,
business.
yeah.
So our main goal is not to tell the client that he had 100,000.
Mm,
That will only happen if a client tells us to edit the project or maybe
mm,
add more work or maybe, but there's a price to that. We encourage our clients if they want to, that's why we give you time to think
mm.
about your project. We can even give you 5 working days to go through your project, go through your floor plans, understand them well, because when you change the project midway, it's going
Yeah,
to affect the pricing aspect.
yeah.
Like electricity changes the rate every month,
Mm,
and most of these service providers, we have no control. I'm looking at an era, and I mean, looking in the future, maybe we'll have a one-stop shop for everything. So that is going to minimize that. Like when you come to Brighter Spaces, you're able to shop for tiles, curtains, and all these things. That is going to save you a lot of money. So that is one of the challenges that it happens when it comes to construction. Some things might change. We cannot control them.
mm. All right.
Yeah. So
Thank
some
you.
things are beyond us,
Go ahead.
but we try to communicate in good time with the client.
All right. Now you have the answer, Stella. So, in case you were just thinking of running away, there is always an option. Talk to your service provider. Tell them your situation. Don't hold on money when you're not supposed to, because some of these things will cost you and we will charge you. Do you know there's nothing as bad as starting a project and then midway unabaki na ukuta imepasolewa, ingine ilikuwa imepigwa plasta huku, ingine inakaa ni kama walieka jiko wakatoa ndani kaanza kuchomeka. And this is almost me coming to my end. I have given you a proposal as a client. I've told you as Brighter Space, this is what we're going to do for you. But then I realize I'm not able to do everything in a run. Do you space your project and project timeline? Because that's also important. Do you give preference to, let's say, start with the bedroom or the living space? Or how do you manage to ensure that in the event you run out of cash or the client runs out of cash, they can still live in their beautiful space as they await for the complete transformation to happen? That is now you as the project manager.
Yes, that is very possible, but sometimes it can be risky.
Mm,
So if a client tells us that I want to build this house, but I want to live on the ground floor, it is not encouraged, but we will see of a way of working around it.
mm,
So we'll make sure that if you're doing the tiles, just do the tiles and forget about them. Because we try to have about 3 selections for tiles or any other thing that the client might want.
mm,
So you find that when you go to buy these materials, you find that one company has come and bought everything. So
mm,
if it's buying the tiles, at least try and identify a tile that will go on the ground floor. And maybe if worse gets to worse, you can get another design of tile that is a bit close to whatever you'd wanted
mm,
to go on the upstairs. So
mm,
it is very possible to start with one room, so long as you're able to plan well and do, like, we do bill of quantities and make the client understand that this is how the roofing is going to cost. This is
mm,
how much the flooring is going to cost. So we work in those stages. And I've worked with most of my clients. Some projects take 2 years,
mm.
and it does not matter so long as you finish the project. So it should be a win-win for everyone, and everybody walks home when they are happy. Excuse me.
Awesome. Win-win. Now, Jill, we have 6 minutes. I want you to manage them very well. In these 6 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask you some very quick questions, and it's you. There's no wrong answer. Just that you know.
Okay.
Best ever project and worst ever project. What was it, and what did you have to execute?
Oh, my best project was the Assemble project. That was my favorite project because
Mm,
it gave me a lot of clients.
mm,
And I was able to save on my marketing budget. As a business person, that is a very good way to save.
mm.
My worst project was one client who was just not even a red flag, a red duvet. This client used to call me in the middle of the night. She used to send me
Oh,
images of
for,
what
for,
they would change the
for the
project.
benefit of those who are watching, that is the Assemble project. But proceed as you tell us about the red duvet thing.
So this client was they had contracted somebody, and I think the client the service provider bailed out.
Mm,
And now I'm very keen on who to take in,
mm,
because sometimes we are very overwhelmed and know that I am able to accommodate this client
mm,
and know when to drop this specific client. So this client did not want to pay any amount of money, wanted us to go on site with our own means. And I
mm,
mean, no, he didn't want to pay for anything,
mm,
and he expected a lot of things. And when he was rude to us, he was rude to my team, he was rude to everyone. So I was able to pick that, and it was just about Christmas, and I had to choose my peace of mind and
mm,
tell the client, like, I am sorry that I cannot take you on as my client. I apologize. And he was very rude, like, oh, you wasted your time. I'm like, I didn't even respond. I just said, okay, it's all good.
mm,
At least I have my peace of mind. But
mm,
that was the worst project. And now I'm able to see them from afar,
mm.
and I
Kuna
wouldn't want
signal
to
they warn
experience
you.
that
Danger.
again.
Red duvet coming. Red duvet coming.
Yeah, yes, yes. So it
Interesting.
was a very good project that could have fetched me very good money. I mean, when I think about the profit margin for that project, but I had to choose myself. I had to choose my team. I had to choose my peace of mind and just let it go and believe that other projects are going to come that are not going to make me have a headache.
Awesome. And that's important. As a business owner, as an entrepreneur, the most important thing you want to make sure that you are able to balance your stress levels and actually running the business under what we say acceptable stress. Good one. That I think I'll give you 10 out of 10. Next question. If you could change anything in your business line based on your past experience, what would that be?
I would change the way people look at interior design as expensive. It
Mm,
is not expensive. And I always encourage people that if you're not able to afford interior design, just keep your house clean.
mm.
Cleaning is the first stage of any interior design. If your house is clean, people are going to notice that there's something different with this space.
Now
If
I
your
get
house,
it.
I mean,
I get it. I walk through the house. Mama Mizani has put cup of uji there. I go to the bathroom. Aliwacha wig yake yenye imejaa. I've calmed down. I've calmed down. Cleanliness.
so if cleanliness, keeping your place tidy, being a minimalist, it depends. If you're bringing something new to your house, you have to give it away. I mean, assess your house, see what is not serving you for the last 6 months, give it away. Or maybe just bless somebody with I mean, if you bring a new carpet into the house, try
Mm,
to give two away. Keep your space cluster free.
mm,
Sorry, keep your place clean, and not bring everything. Not everything needs a space in your house.
mm.
So
Yes.
personally, I try to declutter my house every November.
Mm-hmm.
If it's decluttering my phone, decluttering my closet, decluttering my house, just going about my house, going through my house and seeing what does not serve me.
Do you need me to visit you in November? I could make
No.
time. If you cluttering and you are in the design industry, I know there's no
Mhm.
clutter from you. I can have a good deal. Would you
No,
suggest
no, no. It's not
selling
about.
instead of just giving?
Yeah, you can give, you can donate, you can sell.
Mm,
Yeah, but just put them out of your house.
mm.
Yes.
Interesting.
So, mhm.
Interesting. Guys, take 1 month in your year and declutter, because some people are buying. Do you have a problem with shoes and people buying more shoe racks? Or do you have a problem with lipstick and you buying more lipstick holders?
I had a problem with handbags and shoes.
You still have, do you?
Shoes.
Are
No,
you
no, no,
talking?
no.
Or you don't? Okay.
Right now,
It's
I,
past tense.
after, I, after doing a wealth management,
Mm,
before I do anything, I have to see like if I buy this in the next 10 years, power of compounding is going to
mm,
get me this. So I have to really assess. I have to budget. I have to plan for everything. If I'm going to work out, I have to get like two pairs that are,
mm,
in case one is not clean, I'm able to put on the
mhm,
other one. So I have things that are very specific. If I have church shoes, that church shoes. If I have working out shoes, if I have slippers, if I have sandals. So they have to, each has to
mm,
serve a purpose. And when
mm,
I'm selecting them, I have to select a color that goes with almost five colors.
mm,
So that is a problem that I'm trying to solve, and just bringing in everything into the house. Like you see something that is really nice, and also buying things that are of good quality. Once you have one good quality that stands the test of time, and they are good.
mm,
I mean, they do not go out of fashion. So, for example, if it's a mahogany table, they get better with time.
mm,
So, just picking things that are going to age and look nice as the time goes. So, and also just mixing up things in the house that tell a story. You just don't need to just put everything together. Like if you're putting doing if you're moving houses, for example, if you're starting out
yeah,
with a new house,
yeah.
it is good to collect things with time
Mm,
and also budget with them. Yeah.
mm,
And also COVID told us that we can still experience our houses and not live. I mean, you should always look forward to going to your house.
mm. Kuna watu, they are always
Yes.
looking forward to go out, and yet they are paying mortgage, and yet they have a very nice flat screen that is 72 inches. But I'll talk about that next time. I would love to conclude this. Do you have any specific tips that can help a young lady that is looking forward to style her self-confused room? And I'm using this word very carefully without trying to irritate people, because I know uh, mtu anaanzia mali anaanza. But any tips to
Mhm.
making a beautiful room more cozy?
Okay. The first step is just to declutter. Declutter the house and know what you know what you want to keep. And also just changing the lights, changing the bulb to feel warm.
Mm-hmm.
There are three types of bulbs. There's the warm, there's the daylight, and the other one that I've forgotten. But a simple thing like changing a bulb can elevate your space. Keeping your house clean, having furniture that is plain and uh, can stand the test of time.
Mm,
Having a carpet, you can start designing your space by having a single piece like a throw cushion or a
mm,
carpet that can inform the design of the rest of your house.
mm,
So pick your colors. Try to be within 3 to 4 colors.
mm-hmm.
Have one plain wall where your eyes can rest.
Aha.
Try to lower your artwork. When you stand, you're able to at least see the artwork at eye level.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you can use mirrors to elevate your space,
Mm-hmm.
make your space look bigger. You can introduce indoor plants to your space, candles, smell, introduce good as candles and
Mm,
essence, whatever you can introduce to space just to make the space feel, smell nice, and
mm,
can activate the five senses.
mm.
You can see, you can touch, you can listen to, and all the five senses are activated at the same time.
Yeah.
So when you touch, bring something in your house that you can touch and feel good about it. And also have a set of, you can change your curtains. You can
Mm,
always change your throw pillow covers, and the space will automatically change.
yeah.
So small things that you can go to Kikomba and buy throw cushions that you can easily change for every season. After every 4 months, try to change your throw cushions and bring in new things. Change your, you can add throw blanket to your seat and make the space is going to change. So small things that can, those are the top of my mind. Those are the few things that I can remember that I can talk about on this interview today.
Awesome. And this was actually a conversation. We don't do interviews here. We converse.
Okay, for the conversation.
Yeah. And
For the conversation,
there's
sorry.
something that you might want to know and you're watching this. I know you have so many questions you love to ask Jill, but unfortunately time is always a limiting factor. But don't worry, another time we'll be able to invite her if she accords us the opportunity. But there's one thing that Liz was asking about colors. If you want to consult more with Jill, how do we get you? And are you reachable? Ama tu watumie mi kama deep state.
I am reachable. We have a YouTube channel, Brighter Spaces Interiors. It has a gold and how my t-shirt looks like. This is
Mm,
the brand logo. So
mm,
make sure it is the same one because I think there's somebody else riding on that name, but it's not a Kenyan business. So black and gold are our colors. We are on TikTok. We are have a YouTube channel. We have a website, www.brighterspaces.co.ke. My contact is 0728264649. So on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, soon getting on LinkedIn
mm.
and other spaces that will make our business known. So karibuni, glad to have you on board.
Awesome. And for those of you who missed out on the contacts, of course, it's Brighter Spaces. We'll be able to also embed the number and the website and their social media handles on the videos that you're watching. And that will also be posted later on. And by the way, because Jill was very kind, you'll also get a copy of this recording on her YouTube channel. So, you guys, what do you say? Was she an amazing guest? I hope she was. Na mwanze kupiga makofi ama niwapige pigie kofi. Alright, amesema ya blue mambo light ile ya blue ndio ilikuwa tunaongelea, like some people live in blue lights and they think it's romantic, but I don't know. What do you think about the blue light throughout?
Personally, I feel like it will affect you, especially it makes you. I'd say lighting is the most important part of interior design, and that's my favorite part. So for
Mm,
me, the blue light gives me a headache.
mm,
So the type of light, sometimes I can walk into a space and just get an automatic headache. Like the yellow lights, the blue lights, I
mm,
feel like they're not
mm,
really good for your eyes and your brain.
mm,
And I wouldn't encourage any unless it's club lights and all. So personally, I don't go to the clubs, but
mm.
uh,
Uliokoka na hujaniambia? Yesu ni Bwana.
to each their own. To
Ladies
each
and
their own.
gentlemen, if you go to the club, just be sure you will not meet Jill. Wewe mtafute kanisani, kwa jumuiya na kwa kwaya ya maendeleo, huko utampata. And above all,
Mm,
in the entrepreneur world, you'll be able to reach Jill. Jill, I really have to release you. If you have any word, this is your time. Say it now.
okay. Thank you, Eli. I really appreciate for the time. It has been a very good experience for me and the business as well. And thank you for your listeners. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us, comment, share our page, and I thank you all, and may God bless you. Asante.
Thank you very much, Jill. Always a pleasure having you here. And ladies and gentlemen, that's been amazing conversation. I didn't even think we will go that far, but clearly, mujipigie makofi. Nyinyi ni watu wa maana sana. And as Jill leaves us so that she can continue taking care of other business, I will just encourage you to continue staying with us, because the social room continues all the way to midnight as we bring you great music, entertainment, and above all, always great conversations.
The Social Room with Likuyani Eli.